I met Chris in Lviv a few months ago, and he's such an amazing guy. I know that in that part of the country that they're working in, I mean, they've been doing amazing work. In that part of the country that they're working in, there's poor internet connection. It's a very, very, very harsh situation when it comes to artillery, and the fight is right there. So yeah, just that we can speak to those guys as soon as possible. Amazing blokes. It's been a very, very busy time. That was about as normal as it got for me. With the help of my community in Oxfordshire and all over the country, we've managed to raise about £120,000 since then. We've got 14 vehicles operational in Ukraine. 3 of them were ex-NHS ambulances, money given by Oxford Products motorcycle company. Those are operational in Ukraine, which can provide help to about 100 to 200 people per day if they're doing field clinics or evacuate 14 vulnerable patients. 90,000 miles have been covered by about 65 different volunteers we've had involved, which has been amazing. 4 million litres of water tablets, 7 trips to Ukraine with people from my local community, and about 101 Ukrainians back to the UK through a Coaches to Ukraine program. It's been amazing, and of course a moustache as well. I came away.
I can see you've grown a moustache since I saw you.
Great Cossack moustache, and I've been trying to do the same.
Yeah, Fynn, you're doing astonishing work, and I've no doubt at all you are making a difference, doing a lot of good in Ukraine. When you see a story like this, where 2 British nationals helping out, doing voluntary work, go missing right there at the heart of the war zone, what goes through your mind?
So the first thing was that they can be located and speak to us as soon as possible. I met Chris in Lviv a few months ago, and he's such an amazing guy. I know that in that part of the country that they're working in, I mean, they've been doing amazing work. In that part of the country that they're working in, there's poor internet connection. It's a very, very, very harsh situation when it comes to artillery, and the fight is right there. So yeah, just that we can speak to those guys as soon as possible. Amazing blokes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't suppose, Fynn, you want to dwell too much on the risks that you're running, but nonetheless, I mean, tell us a bit about it. I mean, you're a Brit. Do you feel at risk of being taken by the Russians, for example, who would not necessarily be very, very friendly? I mean, you're clearly, possibly a target, and you're dealing with an enemy force in the shape of the Russians, they've proved their brutality, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, we've all learned, especially for people of my age. I'm only 21, so our generation have now seen what that side of the world are capable of, and they don't really care who it is. Target or not, it's the work needs to be done, and we're defending democracy. I mean, most of the people that are giving money to me had fathers, they had parents that were fully involved in a war that was fighting for democracy, that was fighting for our freedom, and we're just doing the same.
Well, again, Fynn, hats off to you. I mean, are you able to do anything much by way of training and preparation for what you're potentially dealing with there?
The biggest stuff we get is from the Ukrainians. They really treat you like family when you're over in their country helping out. Good information is what you can rely on. I've had a few companies I see that helped me do some explosive ordnance disposal training, and that came with just awareness about what you can find in a war zone, as well as basic medical training, things you can find in an IFAC. But the Ukrainians are the ones to rely on. They've grown up with this as their reality, war being their reality, so you can rely on them and the information they give you to really help you as to what to do in certain situations, which aren't those that you'll find in my country.
Yeah, Fynn, I know that you've got family, you've got friends who must be concerned about you, and look at how much you've done since we spoke much earlier on in the year there by the border. Have many of your friends and loved ones tried to dissuade you to stop you doing what you're doing? A lot of them must be worried.
It's funny you mention it. My community are the ones who have helped me balance out the stuff that we've been doing the most. They've helped the most and they've dissuaded the most. Throughout this whole project, I've worked. My father was my first volunteer. Of those 65, my father was my first, Angus, I absolutely love this guy. I've been able to work with him for the past few months, which has been amazing. And my mother came to Ukraine with me. Um,
Really?
they balance out. Yeah, the correct advice, putting your head straight, keeping you safe. But they're also the people that are standing right next to me, helping me help Ukraine. For my mum to come to Ukraine, uh, Karen to help, like that is amazing. I love all of these people.
Yeah. I mean, they've come out and joined you, and despite the obvious dangers, you've had no trouble persuading other people to join in what you're doing.
Mm. Yeah, so we went out there, just me and Jono. You met Jono in the Przemysl train station.
Yeah.
And we kind of carved a path which is balancing on leaving professionals to do the stuff that they need to do, and finding our place in the conflict. I mean, without the lack of preparation, without the lack of training, it's just a testament what we've been able to do as a community, that you really can help. We've gone out there and we've done it, and credit to everybody that stood by me. Um, they've all been amazing.